When creating a new calendar, it is important to understand availability. Whether or not you create a new calendar or you are editing a current calendar, going to the availability settings and understanding this page is key to making sure the proper booking at the right time occurs. Inside of availability, at the very top, you have the time zone. This will default based on your account time zone. You can also set up dedicated time zones for the individual calendar. Note that if you connect a team member, that it will adjust the time zone based on the connected calendar type and the time zone of the team member or user attached to the dedicated calendar. Below this, you have weekly available hours. You can set individual hours and times for each day. For example, Sunday availability is 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. You can click on the plus sign in order to add additional times to the settings. Underneath the current settings, the time zone between 5 and 6 will not be bookable on Sunday. You can also delete and duplicate. If you click on duplicate, it will change the settings of this calendar to additional days. Click on duplicate and copy to individual or copy to all. Once you click apply, all the settings will be saved. Date-specific hours will adjust your calendar for specific dates, overriding regular weekly hours. For example, if you have a particular event that occurs just once, you may want to use date-specific hours. Underneath this setting, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. January 2026 at Wednesday the 28th, you will be marked as available or anyone attached to this calendar. Please note that individual team and user availability supersedes the availability of the calendar. Below this, we have a couple of options. First is Look Busy. When you turn on Look Busy, this hides a percentage of your available time slots. For example, adjusting this to 10% will make sure that 10% of your time and availability looks busy and doesn't allow people to book during that time. Next is the reoccurring meeting. Reoccurring meetings cannot be turned on with a date-specific hours. If you want to use a reoccurring meeting, this allows one booking to repeat on a schedule. You'd use this for ongoing meetings such as weekly coaching, bi-weekly check-ins, and monthly strategy calls. For example, a client books once and the meeting repeats every week automatically. Below this is meeting intervals. This controls how often the start times appear. You'd use this to structure your days like, let's say 30 minutes, which would be maybe a clean and predictable schedule. 15 minutes has higher flexibility, and let's say 60-minute schedules allow for deeper work sessions. A 30-minute interval means that meetings can start at 00 or at 30 minutes. You can also change this and adjust this to hours. Meeting duration sets how long the meeting lasts. You would choose this based on the type of conversation. Let's say, for example, a 30-minute meeting would be a standard sales or onboarding call. Next is the minimum scheduling notice. This sets how much in advance notice is required before someone can book. You can change this from hours, days, weeks, and months. For example, if you set this to 1 week, people will have to book 1 week in advance from the time of booking. Next is the date range. This limits how far into the future people can book. If you set it to 2 weeks, a 2-week range will be visible and bookable on your calendar. Next is the maximum bookings per day. Let's say how many people you want to be able to book in a day. Maybe you only want 3 meetings in a day. You would set that here. Next is the maximum bookings per slot. This controls how many people can book the same time slot. 1 would be a one-to-one meeting, or if you have 5, this would be a group call with limited seats. For example, 5 people can book the same 10 a.m. slot if I adjust it to maximum booking per slot to 5. A pre-buffer time adds time before a meeting. You would use this to prepare or to reset, maybe reviewing notes, switching contexts, and this avoids back-to-back meetings. A 10-minute buffer blocks time before the call. Next is a post-buffer time. This adds time after a meeting, using this for follow-ups and notes. Maybe after a meeting, you need to put in some CRM updates or call summaries, or have a break between your meetings. When these settings are dialed in correctly, your calendar becomes a system, not a stress point. Understanding calendar availability will make your life much easier.